Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited about today's video because it has been something that I've been working on for over a year now. Welcome to the Briggs and Stratton craft cart. Okay, so this is actually just the engine, but it has a little bit of story behind it. Right now I have in front of me, in pieces, a 2-horsepower Briggs and Stratton engine from 1964, I believe was the date on it. So a pretty old and not a very big engine. But the special thing about this engine has been that it has taught me pretty much how engines work and how to work with engines. So it's been invaluable. I bought it non-running from a local mechanic for $50. And me and my only know a few things about engines thought, okay, it's a spark plug, we'll just buy a new one. I did that, didn't run. Then I found out I had carburetor issues, I had to clear up the carburetor. Then the magneto was still, we were having trouble with the magneto because it's a points magneto, I'll tell you more about that later. And then after we did that, then the last thing I'm having problems with, and this is the biggest problem, is apparently sometime in the past someone ran this engine without or with very little oil. I'll show you what I mean here. At first sight, the cylinder doesn't look too bad, but when you shine light on it, you can see it's pretty scored. You can even feel it with your hand. So the problem I was having was it would start, it'd run, but it smoked bad, and every few revolutions it would go boom, like that. So it wasn't very good. People I talked to thought it was going to be the rings that were causing the problem, and it probably was to some degree because the old one, it was quite worn, but as you can see, it's like even the piston itself is pretty badly worn. So I just got myself a new standard size piston for this engine. It came and we brought it to the mechanic and all was well until he said that the cylinder was so badly scored he was going to have to take out so much of the cylinder that we were going to need what's called 20 over, so 20 hundredths of an inch oversize, so that the piston would fit properly. And then that's when my troubles began. I went and found what was supposed to be a 20 over on eBay. It arrived and it was too small. Like, it was a standard size, like they mislabeled it. Then I bought a second one, and what happened then is that we got the package and no piston inside. So then that was it for that idea. There were no more 20 over pistons on eBay. After some thought, I decided to just put it back together with a standard size piston and see how it goes. Anyway, as you can see, the engine is in pieces right now, so this will be a time-lapse build, and I may even include a few tips and notes and whatever else I come up with. But I think we're ready to go now, and I even have my Briggs and Stratton tee on. Enter my most wonderful swinging camera suspender. So I know there may be some of you getting after me for doing this, and I know it's probably not the best idea, but I do not have professional tools as much as I know about engines. So anyway, I want to kind of smooth it out a little bit, not a proper hone, but I don't want to do it so much that it's going to deform the cylinder. So that's the thing you want to be careful for. You don't want to deform the cylinder or oil's going to come up anyway. If you think about the rings are round, so. Alright, so there you go, my hack cylinder sort of hone thingy. Probably wasn't a good idea, but it probably didn't do much anyway. So, there we go, and I'll show you. Dun 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 dun! Air compressor! There we go. I say that's good. Alright. Okay, before we pop the piston in, I'll do a little last brush up for the contact area between the head and the cylinder. Alright, I'll lift the valves later after I get the camshaft in. time to get the piston in. I have no compressor, of course, so I'm just going to have to do it by hand. This is possible, guys, but this may not be easy. We'll see. Maybe rub a little bit of oil in there. By the way, I love Castrol GTX. That's the only thing I ever use in any of our engines. The only thing I ever have. So the important thing when you put in pistons, everyone knows, is to have, there's usually 3 rings, 2 compression, 1 oil ring. You're supposed to have them at thirds, the openings at thirds from one another, so that you don't have oil just going like right through them if they're all lined up. So you don't want to do that. So I'm just going to mark a little bit here, approximate thirds, so I can do that. Here we go. I don't know if there's a certain direction you're supposed to do this. This one's a little worn. I wonder if I can use it. Come on. There! One in. Ooh, that was a little bit. That was a bit of a snap. That probably wasn't good. Okay, next one. Alright. Hold on, maybe now's the time to take off the top ring, so I can just work in peace. There, it's in. Last ring, I believe it goes somewhere up here. Let's see if that one was there, and I'll try to get that one up here. So this is probably going to be the hardest part of installing it of all time. So once I get this, it's heyday after that. Oh, there, got it, it went in, yo! There we go. It just all of a sudden went down. Okay. Alright, hopefully I got everything straight. And now it's time to bolt on the oil thrower and the bottom of the rod. So again, I'm limited on tools. I don't have a torque wrench, so I just made this tight. I don't know what specification it's supposed to be. But anyway, with these old Briggs, they have a little plate. You're supposed to bend down there to stop the bolts from coming loose. So let's do that. I say that's good for now. I can always come in and tighten it again later if I'm a little unsure. Let's see if this thing turns over okay. It's a little stiff. Let's put a little more oil in it. Can hear it scraping. Uh-oh. Did my air compressor work? Wipe out some of that gunk. Alright, well, I guess it's time to get the crankshaft in here. On its side again. Let's see, where did I put it? Alright, here it is. I also need the valves. I kind of lost track and then labeled them, which I thought was which, so this one should be exhaust. This has a thicker head. So, that's what I'm thinking. The one with the thicker, like there's a slightly thicker head, I'm not sure you'd see that, but I think that one goes to exhaust, which is on this side because the exhaust pipe is right there. And then the gas, there we go. I think it goes right there. So, I think that's how it goes. Then, okay, so the Briggs, these Briggs, again, they're easy to work with because they mark up the timing. The red dot there is where the little notches in the, you'll see there's a little line on the cam, oh rather on the crankshaft and the camshaft. So little red dots. Let me just make sure I did that right. Nope. Oh, did I? The cam's up there, yeah. Okay, I did that right. So there you go. That's all installed. Let me just make sure the valves are working proper. Yep, they're good. There we go. That's top center. And now it's time to put some nice new gaskets on and seal up this chamber. Alright, we have our oil sump case on. Let me spin it again to make sure everything's going good. Okay, next thing is head gasket. The paint I've put on these, it is not heat proof, so I fully expect it to start smoking or go up in flames. But I mean, again, what's the harm? Just give it a try. Okay, we'll just kind of put in the plug now. Okay, next I believe is, oh yes, I'm going to put on the clutch, but I think my clutch here is a little bit of, I say it's good enough for today. I think I might need a little oiling, but I'll just put it on. Hold on, why isn't it? Oh no, did I probably mushroomed it. See, everyone told me that and I didn't listen. Once it gets on, I think it'll be fine. Especially when yes, there we go. Alright, it's good. We're good. It spins. Oh, but I will not do that again. People, learn from me. Do not pound on the tip to try to get the flywheel out. It will mushroom it, just as everyone says. And I didn't believe them. So this is how you do it. You just put a piece of wood under the flywheel, one of the flywheel fins. Make sure it's in a good position for you to tighten it. Oops, sorry, I have to do it this side. And then you go grab another piece of wood. Grab a small piece. And then you rest it on the knob, the starter clutch, and pound it. Oop, that was a bad corner. There we go. That's on good. That should not come off. Next thing is you have to install the magneto. Alright, so y'all remember what I was talking about the magneto earlier? So what it is that old engines have what's called a points magneto that requires a little sort of switch behind the flywheel against the engine block to time the spark, and without it, then it can't time the spark and there's no spark. So oftentimes that points system behind the flywheel, it goes bad. You have to clean it or replace it, and for me, the flywheel's stuck on. That's why I mushroomed the tip, because I was trying to get the flywheel off. But I found out instead you can just buy, nowadays engines don't need points. They have special magnetos with built-in timers. So just buy yourself a new one. If you can't get to the points or don't want to mess with it on old Briggs, just get a Briggs a new style Briggs magneto, and it'll work perfect. That's what I found. And then there's also this plate, governor plate, that you have to put on. I'm trying to remember. It's on the front. Yep, it's on the front. I have a kill switch wire here. That's what that is. It too may melt, but we'll see what happens. Have some linkage. Let me remember how this goes. And then next here I've got my carburetor, and it has the air filter on it and gas tank all hooked up and cleaned and ready to go. Carburetor's on, hook up the governor control. That feels a little bit better. Alright, next is... oh! Cover! And we are done! Oh, and mustn't forget, there's oil plug here. Alright.